Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ria and this is your horoscope for the new moon in Pisces happening on 2nd March 2022. So let's get started. Now, a new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct. They're together, right? As you can see on the chart. And this is essentially a seeding point of an energy that we will work on for the next lunar month. So that's what a new moon is. And this new moon is happening in the sign of Pisces, as you can see. And Pisces is the sign associated with the past, right? It's where we end the past. It's the end of the zodiac. It's the end of a cycle. And in Pisces, we let go of the past. We release the past. So that's what we are doing in a major way on this new moon, is that we're releasing the past from our subconscious mind. And Pisces is also associated with creativity and spirituality and universal love and compassion, all those sort of things. So those energies are also highlighted on this new moon. So these are the basic themes that this new moon will touch upon, right? Closing out the past, releasing it from the subconscious. Perhaps there's a creative energy, a spiritual energy, perhaps something asking us to think about universal love and compassion. And this new moon is happening at 12 degrees of Pisces, right? So look for 12 degrees of Pisces in your chart if you are familiar with your chart, and that's where this energy will impact you, that particular house. So now moving on, let's talk about the aspects this moon is making, right? So there are two important aspects this moon is making, and the first of those is a conjunction to Jupiter, right? Jupiter is at 14 degrees and the new moon is at 12. So it's really, really close. It's conjunct Jupiter, you can say, and Jupiter is the planet of blessings, lessons, rewards, and healing. So, this new moon can bring with it all these things, right? Blessings, lessons, rewards, and healing. And Jupiter is also a magnifier. So, the energy of this new moon, which is a lot about letting go of the past from our subconscious mind, is highlighted. So that's the aspect to Jupiter. Positivity is there. There might be a need to learn some lessons. There might be some healing, some blessings that come our way on this new moon. Now, the second aspect this new moon is making is a sextile to Uranus. You can see this 60-degree angle with Uranus, right? Uranus is the planet of sudden changes, of unexpected changes, of insights. It's the planet of our uniqueness, right? It wants us to be our unique self. It wants us to be authentic. It wants us to get rid of anything that's not helping us be the best version of ourselves, right? Be the most authentic version of ourselves. Uranus is also the planet that expands our consciousness, that raises our vibration, right? So Uranus is all these things, and now it's aspecting the moon in a positive way. So what that means is that this new moon can bring with it sudden energy, right? Sudden changes can happen, unexpected changes can happen, realizations might come about, epiphanies might take place. And since Uranus is the planet that wants us to be our unique, authentic self, this new moon can help us move one more step in being our true, unique, authentic self. And Uranus is also the planet of raising our vibration and expanding our consciousness. So, in many ways, this new moon can help us do that. It can help us evolve, it can help us raise our vibration. So, all these things are possible on this new moon. Unexpected energy is there, sudden energy is there, blessings, rewards, healings, they are there as well. So, generally speaking, this new moon is quite a positive moon, I would say, right? And Pisces is a very flexible, free flowing energy. So, perhaps with this new moon, that free flowing, flexible energy will kick in. And that's pretty much the basic energy of this new moon. But there are other things happening along with this new moon that will color the energies of the new moon, right? They're not directly associated with the new moon, but the energies are there and we will feel those. So let's talk about those. The first is this conjunction right here. You can see Venus, Mars and Pluto are conjunct. They're all at 27 degrees, right? They're not exact, they will be this week, but they're really, really close. And this energy can feel quite intense. Let me break it down one by one, right? Pluto is the most intense planet, right? It's a lot of intensity. Pluto is power. Pluto is transformation, total transformation. It's also healing and catharsis. It's also endings and beginnings, right? That's Pluto. And Mars is the planet of taking action, taking initiative. It's our energy, it's our drive. It's about making things happen. So when they meet up like this, two things can happen. One, we can get intense power to make things happen, right? There's a lot of energy to make things happen. Mars in Capricorn, as it is right now, Capricorn is here, right? It's at 27 degrees of Capricorn. And Mars loves to be there. So that energy of really making things happen is very strong. So that's one manifestation of this Mars-Pluto conjunction, that we have a lot of power to go after what we want. However, Mars and Pluto can manifest negatively as well if we don't channel this energy in making things happen and taking action. And what that could lead to is intense anger and frustration as well, right? Because Pluto is very intense and Mars can manifest as anger and frustration. So, best to channel this energy in doing things, making things happen, taking action, so that it does not manifest as anger and frustration. And Mars Pluto energy can feel intense in general. So just be mindful of that. Pluto with anything can feel intense. Pluto brings with it good things. It brings with it healing, catharsis, transformation that is necessary. But sometimes all these things feel very challenging, right? Pluto is complete release, it's complete transformation, it's the complete final ending of something and a beginning of something new. So, all these things, any sort of change is usually challenging. So, that's why Pluto feels difficult. So, just be mindful of that on this new moon, right? Although there are a lot of blessings with Jupiter there, but in the background, we have this conjunction that can be very intense. Now, let's talk about Pluto and Venus, right? Pluto is here, Venus is here, and they're together as well. And Pluto Venus can bring a transformation or an ending or a beginning or a release connected to Venus, connected to our relationships, connected to our projects, self-worth, value, skills, finances. So that's also possible. And Pluto, like I said, can feel intense, can feel heavy. So just be mindful of this energy. And this energy right here, right, is trining the North Node. You can see this trine is a 120-degree angle, and it's positive. It's a positive aspect. And what this means is that whatever is going on with Pluto, right, whatever changes we are making, whatever we are transforming, whatever action we are taking, whatever we are transforming, is so that we can align with the North Node, Rahu, our goals, the future, right? So that's happening in the background, and that can bring with it this intensity, this need for power, this need to take action. And if that action is not taken, it can manifest as aggression. So that energy is there. Now let's talk about one more thing, and that's that Venus here will meet up with Pluto for the third and final time, right? Venus retrograded in December of 2021, and as it retrograded, it met up with Pluto, and then it met up with Pluto once again, right? And now it's meeting Pluto for the third and final time before it enters the sign of Aquarius on March 6th, a few days from the new moon. And what that means is that this Venus retrograde, which started in December, was a retrograde that asked us to review our projects and relationships with the mindset of committing to them, one, because it happened in Capricorn, two, with the mindset of transforming them, right? What relationship, what project, what self-worth, value thing do we need to end or begin, right? Transform in many ways. So that was also happening, and till now it was about review, trying to figure it out and do all those things. But now that Venus is meeting up with Pluto for the third and final time, the process of figuring out what we need to change, begin, let go of, connected to relationships and projects, should have completed itself in many ways, right? So that's another thing to be mindful of on this new moon, that energy of review, of trying to transform these Venus things since December is now kind of completing itself. The process is completing itself. Now, the last thing I will talk about is that on this new moon, we have Mercury and Saturn conjunct. They're together. And Saturn is the planet of hard work, of decisions, of discipline, right? And Mercury is our mind. So when they come so close, it can feel quite challenging. It can feel like there's a pressure to take decisions, there's a pressure to define things, right? And this can also lead to serious communication. Mercury is also communication, and Saturn is very serious. So serious communication can happen as well. And Saturn energy can feel restrictive, right? Saturn is restriction, Saturn is limitation, and it's next to our mind. So we might feel certain restrictions, we might feel certain limitations, perhaps in our thought, perhaps in our day to day, perhaps in anything Mercury related. And Mercury is related to a lot of things. It's related to our day to day, it's related to our thinking, our communication, our mind, our immediate environment. All these things are Mercury ruled. So we might be required to take certain decisions connected to Mercury, connected to our day to day, connected to our diet, our health, our job, our immediate environment, how we think, all these things, or simply define these things, right? Or approach these things in a serious way. But this energy can feel quite, I don't want to say intense, because Saturn is not intense, but it can bring with it, it is intense, but not like Pluto. It can bring with it a feeling of feeling slightly low, right? That's what Saturn does. So just be mindful of that energy, because that is also present on this new moon. So to sum it up, I would say that generally speaking, this new moon by itself, with the aspect it's making to Jupiter right here, is a positive one, but we might not feel that. We might not feel that, and that's because there's a lot more going on this new moon, which is not directly associated with the new moon, but is there, it's happening. And this conjunction right here and this conjunction right here can make this energy feel heavy, can make this energy feel intense, can make this energy feel slightly restrictive. So just be mindful of that. If we channel the energy of this conjunction in taking action, transforming, doing things, then it will manifest positively. And simply, if we channel this energy in deciding things, in defining things, in working hard, right, then it won't feel intense either. So this is one of those new moons where it might not feel very positive, but there is a silver lining. Jupiter is there, blessings are there, rewards are there, lessons can happen as well. We might need to learn some lessons as well. So that's the new moon energy in a nutshell. And to sum it up, I would say it's a positive energy. Jupiter is the most positive planet. And this energy can be sudden, it can be unexpected, it can push us to align more with our unique, authentic selves. Expanding our consciousness, raising our vibration are also themes associated with this new moon. But very important, closing out the past, releasing the past from our subconscious is the main theme of this new moon, right? And although there's this positivity with Jupiter there, the Mars Pluto Venus conjunction, the Saturn Mercury conjunction bring a lot of intensity. So we might not be able to see that positivity or feel that positivity, but that positivity is there somewhere in the background, right? So that's the new moon in a nutshell. And now I will pull a few cards for the moon energy and then we'll close it out. Let's start with this deck. Says security. And perhaps on this new moon, we need to focus on finding that sense of security from within. This to me is a very Taurus card, right? Taurus is the sign associated with security. And right now we have two energies in Taurus, right? Uranus is there and the North Node is there, and this conjunction is aspecting the North Node, right? So perhaps whatever changes we make, right, whatever action we take with this Mars, Pluto, Venus, or whatever we are releasing with the new moon in Pisces, perhaps approach that with what makes you secure, what makes you comfortable, right? That's what Taurus is about. It's about comfort, it's about security. Let's go with one more. Something flipped. Patience. And perhaps we might need to keep some patience, right? Maybe patience to see the blessings, maybe patience because the energy is intense, and it has been intense since 2020, I would say, at different intensities, but it has been intense. So have patience, right? Have patience. Let's go with this deck. It says journey. It says your life is a sacred gift. And perhaps, sometimes we approach life as a destination. Okay, I'll be happy when I get there. But what if we started to view life as a journey, right? Then we'd be more happy in the moment, I guess. So maybe this card is a reminder that life is a journey, and perhaps patience plays into that, right? Because sometimes we are very eager to reach a certain destination, to reach somewhere in life, to reach a certain point, and we forget about the journey. We forget that the journey is what matters, right? So I think that's what this card means. Let me go with one more. Okay, let's go with the top card. Okay, something fell, so it says change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, and this is Uranus, right? Uranus is change. Uranus is evolution, right? It's raising our consciousness, it's raising our vibration. So it says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So maybe don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to let go. Pluto energy is very intense on this new moon as well. Pluto is change as well. It's transformation as well. Uranus is sudden change, unexpected change. Pluto is more subtle, more slow moving. So there is an energy about change, and often when we release the past completely from our subconscious, we can embrace the new. So perhaps this is that energy. And I'm going to pick one more and then we'll close it out. Higher power. This is Pisces, right? Pisces is the higher realms, it's the other realms, it's a higher power, right? It's the higher realms. So I think there is a reminder on this new moon to surrender to a higher power. Pisces is complete surrender also, right? So perhaps this is saying place your faith in a higher power and have patience, right? Have patience. I know we all need to have patience right now. And life is a journey, right? Often we run out of patience when we are eager to get somewhere, to obtain something, to achieve something, right? But focus on the journey. Focus on the journey, and on that journey, embrace the change, right? And we can embrace the change. We can step into the new when we let go of the old, when we release the past, Pisces. And perhaps with all that is going on with Pluto and Mars and Venus and the transformation and Uranus with change and all these energies, focus on what makes you comfortable, what makes you secure, right? And go from that. So I think I'll leave it at that today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.